Let's get into it. Coach Colin here, active shooter in New York. I've been seeing this for a little while. This is wild, man. I mean, you got to start it off with the rest in peace. I'll tell you the whole thing, everything, all the information I have. Rest in peace. There was an officer who lost his life. I think 3 other people, but we'll verify that as we go through the clips and everything. Wild, wild situation. Obviously, nobody knows why this happened. I have one loose theory, but still, put on your tinfoil Speedo. You know, that'll come soon, though. And yeah, let's just go through all the information I got. It's wild.
There's an active shooter situation in Midtown Manhattan. Mayor Eric Adams says don't go outside if you are near Park Avenue and East 51st Street. Joining me now on the phone is Eric Shawn, live from the scene. Eric, what can you tell us? All these reports are flying across the internet. At this point, we have very little confirmed, but I know you're working on that.
Yes, Laura. I'm right now across the street from the shooting scene, and the preliminary reports that I have is that the shooter is down. The shooter is dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He apparently had some tactical equipment. The mass shooting occurred at 345 Park Avenue. That's a massive building on 52nd and Park Avenue. And for those who know Manhattan, it's the heart of Manhattan, the heart of New York City. We are a block away from Rockefeller Center. At some point in the last 45 minutes or so, this gunman apparently went up to the 33rd floor of this building. There are reports of multiple people shot. Local reports say at least 6 shot. Reports say that there are apparently victims in the stairwells. That could indicate that when the shooting started, people started to flee, and perhaps the active shooter was pursuing some of those people. We don't know that for sure. We're waiting for an official press conference from authorities. But right now, there are hundreds of New York City police officers who have cordoned off and frozen this whole area from about 54th Street on down to Grand Central Station, the Grand Central Terminal, in the heart of New York City's skyscrapers and business district, as they wait to try and flush out and remove any of the victims by EMS and get a determination on the cause or the motive of the shooter. Again, Laura, I have been told, not confirmed, that the shooter is dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and at least 6 people have been shot, and they were responding to
Crazy. Wow. So the guy just rolled in to this building, to this part of New York, Manhattan, and just started going off. This is a very, very, of course, just so you know, CNN was doing what CNN always does. Here you go.
Who he is?
They do not know who he is. They know he is a male, possibly white. He's wearing sunglasses. He appears to have a mustache. And that picture has been distributed to every police officer in New York City, particularly has been sent to the phones of the search teams inside that building.
Now, everybody's a little upset with CNN because they're like, he's possibly white. That's a very odd thing to just throw out there, especially when you don't know anything about the guy and you don't even know what he looks like, actually. And just to show you, this is the guy. I mean, I have to say, it doesn't look like a white guy. I mean, you know, you can go closer if you want. That doesn't seem like a white guy. But CNN's just, they're doing what CNN does. And he walked in, very big, very, very big firearm. Nobody questioned that. If they did, they were probably fleeing away from him, quite honestly, because, you know, that's a crazy thing to see in Manhattan. So Benny Johnson just broke it down here, and it is confirmed that it was a self-inflicted. He is gone 100%. Active, reported at 345 Park Avenue near E52nd Street. Suspect described as Middle Eastern. He's not Middle Eastern. This is when it was, you know, Benny got this information really fast. He's not Middle Eastern. Fired on a police officer from the 32nd floor. At least 2 injured, including NYPD officer. Again, rest in peace, because apparently he did pass away. Bomb squad was on site. Not sure why. probably because they had no idea what was going on, so everybody just kind of made it to the scene. NYPD issued level 3 mobilization, FBI agents supporting the response. So that was what was going on here. Is this playing? This is just a video of chaos anyway. We got more of that here.
Oh my gosh.
Jay was outside, like leaving, and like heard shouts and stuff.
Dude, I walk this way every day.
Hey, are you home? Okay, good. Apparently there's a shooter on Park Ave. It seems like in the black zone alone. Yeah. Okay. Thank goodness. All right.
Wow.
There's like a bunch of cops congregating outside of 345 Park.
So this is going on. Everything's getting crazy. Like I said, they're just throwing everything at it because they don't know what's going on. Especially when they hear that possibly one of their own got hit. They're all going to make it to the scene, obviously. Here's another image. So that was them actually going into the building where he was. Apparently, I guess, if I'm deciphering all this stuff I'm seeing here, either this is either after he went after that one officer or before, and they're actually heading up to the 32nd floor, and then one of them actually has an exchange with the guy, ends up taking their life. That's the wrong thing there. Let's move here. Okay, so that's the same thing there. So, and then they also apprehended these two people. Not sure why. This guy does not look like the guy. Maybe he was aiding him. I don't know. Probably anybody who's standing out in a weird way, doing anything that's even close to resembling violence, probably got swooped up. This lady got swooped up as well. No idea why. We'll hear about that soon. The one guy said, "I'm not the active shooter." He said, "Free Palestine." The woman had a cut on her head. So it's just pure chaos. Pure chaos. Mayor Adams had this to say right away.
Unfortunately, New Yorkers, this is Mayor Eric Adams, and I'm here at the scene of 51st and Park Avenue. Unfortunately, we had a shooting here with multiple injuries. The perpetrator, the known perpetrator, is neutralized at this time. Those who are in the building, we're asking you to remain inside as police officers are doing a floor-by-floor search. We believe, again, the perpetrator is neutralized at this time. We're going over to the hospital to speak with the family and loved ones involved in this incident. We did have a shooter with multiple injuries at this time, but the perpetrator is neutralized. New Yorkers, this is man.
So he this is actually, this is somebody making a joke because CNN right away assumed that he was white, so they're making the joke of this is what Netflix is going to depict him as, but in reality that is the man right there. He's 27 years old. That is his actual face right there. So definitely not a white guy, clearly a black guy. No idea why he did it. Very odd that he got to the 32nd floor, life was lost. Then he went to the 33rd floor and ended up passing by himself, I guess. Very interesting. You can always see that number whenever there's one of these obviously real, not saying it's not like you just always see that number pop up when things happen, whether it's the floor or the address or the rounds. A number, like, it always pops up. It's very odd, very, very odd. It stands out to me so much so that every time something like this happens, I go, where am I going to see that number now? And it always pops up every single time. So find that very odd. But yeah, this is what's happened. There was an active shooter. Nobody knows what was going on. We're probably never going to know why he did it. Now people are going to start trying to decipher his social media. That's going to be a thing now for sure. I mean, New York. Let's put this in. So I'll put this in now. There's actual video of the guy and stuff. So this is him when he was younger.
Hey, we're here with standout running back Shane Tamira from the Granada.
So that's his name, Shane Tamira, right? No idea what happened. No idea why. And no one's going to figure out why this happened. Because what are you going to do? How are you going to find this guy now? So now people, they have him. Here, we can do this. Let's get off this. We can actually take his name, right? And we can see if he has any social media and see if anything sticks out. But his family's been notified. Nothing even pops up. So he wasn't on X. Very weird. Okay. Let's see. YouTube. Is he on YouTube? No, but there's a bunch of stories about him now. Of course. Well, Instagram. Let's see. See if we can find him on Instagram. Anything. Now it's just a bunch of stories about him. Usually it shows me accounts when I look somebody up. This time it did not. See what I mean? So now how's anybody going to know his motives? How's anybody going to be able to trust any motives that they throw out there? And it was confirmed 5 people lost their lives. I believe it was the officer, the 3 people, and then him himself. Another 6 critically injured. So this was a lot of people, a dozen people. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I mean, you're going to hear all sorts of updates from Asmongold. Rogan's going to talk about it. The story's going to develop. Benny Johnson's going to do probably a couple of videos on it. So you'll hear about it, but I just wanted to bring you what I knew at the time. There isn't much, but it's a crazy thing. And is that the officer? Definitely want to say the officer's name. Fallen officer, Didaral Islam, 36 years old, 3 years of service, assigned to the 47th precinct in the Bronx, has been identified. He's a husband and a father of 2. Was one of the 3 innocent victims fatally hit by 27-year-old Shane Devon Tamara in Manhattan. And that's him. Well, I'm glad I was able to actually say his name. Well, rest in peace. Definitely rest in peace. Wild. Wild. I'm sure we'll figure out the other people as well. Obviously, the officer's going to be first because they're able to identify him right away because he was on duty when he passed. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here.